This is Nick Farrow with English Discovery, and this is part 1 in a series of mini-vids to help students fix some important grammar mistakes in their writing. These videos will help you find and correct your basic mistakes, so that you can better focus on the main points of your reports. More important, you will become a better communicator in English. Okay, let's begin. Of course, the most important element in your report will be the content, your message to your reader. You need ideas, and you will make some rough notes. You'll write an outline, and then you will write the report in the format introduction, body, and conclusion. Of course, all in English, or maybe almost all in English. Your English may not be perfect, but it's your work and you are learning. And of course, you'll check your spelling, but that can be later. The focus of these mini-vids is on the sentence level, sentence structure or grammar. Before we can study that, let's check the vocabulary you will need for the lesson. Please pause the video anytime you need to. Here are the vocabulary items for this lesson. Here you can see some examples of different types of helping verbs. And here are 2 example sentences with the main verb and helping verbs highlighted. The helping verbs add meaning to the main verbs. Okay, we're starting with rule number 1. When you have written your main report and you are ready to check it, you will not find your English grammar mistakes by reading it and translating it back into your first language. Everything will appear to be okay, and you will hand your teacher a report with bad grammar. How about rule number 2? Okay? Don't translate it. It doesn't work. Reading back into your own language only confirms the content, not the grammar forms. You must stop and analyze all your grammar points in English. Then your message, your content can be clear. Okay, here's the first example of analyzing for a very basic but common mistake. Here are 4 sentences with mistakes. Can you find the mistakes? Pause the video if you want to check them first. Okay, to begin, let's check the subject of each sentence. Okay, you can see them. Now, look for the mistake in the first one. It should be easy. The answer is, of course, are, not is. The next is the same kind of mistake and the same answer. Japanese people are hardworking. And the next one, that helping verb must be do, not does. Does is for one person. So the problem is that this writer did not check the subject and verb matching. And the last example is a big problem for your teacher to help you with. We don't know if you're asking about one friend, does your friend live in Canada, or more friends. Do your friends live in Canada? It's impossible for your teacher to correct this mistake without checking from you. Let me suggest an idea. If you're not sure, in your mind, change the subject of the sentence to a pronoun. Then read it out loud. For example, Japanese people will become they. And they is sounds very bad, right? And your friend will be he or she. And do he or do she sounds really bad. Or maybe you wanted to write friends. Then do they sounds okay. So that's point 1. Analyze every sentence for subject and verb match. What's the next point? Okay, read these examples. What's wrong with all of them? Well, look at the first one. I usually walk home. Why use am? Usually means it's a habit. So it must be the simple present tense, I walk home. Now maybe this writer is confused with I am walking home, but that would be now, not usually. The next is a similar problem, but in the past tense. Was go is wrong. The past of go is went. And the next, happen, is a simple general verb. It does not need the verb to be. Something happened today. Next, what is this? They don't study English, or they aren't studying English. Your teacher can't help you with this either. And the next question has the same kind of problem. The helping verb for general verbs in negatives and questions is do, not be. And the last one has a helping verb already. No be verb is necessary. If you are confused by this, please check my video. Yes, I can in the Power course. Maybe you can look for it in the link below later. This will explain these points very clearly. So here's the main point. Each lesson we just studied has this pattern. The be helping verb plus a simple general verb. This does not exist in English. So, looking at the same examples, the mistake type is be plus verb. Look at the top example again. Cut the be verbs. I usually walk home. I went home by taxi last night. Something happened today. They don't study English. Or they aren't studying English. Do you work here every day? You must decide now. Okay, one more time. Let's read them out together in the correct form. Please read with me. I usually walk home. I went home by taxi last night. Something happened today. They don't study English. They aren't studying English. Do you work here every day? You must decide now. Well, there's one more mistake which can be very serious. Look at this. It's wrong. And it could be the same kind of mistake, be plus verb. Here's the correct form. The student punched the teacher. But what if the writer wanted to write this? The student was punched by the teacher. The grammar is okay, but now the meaning has become the opposite, and that's a very serious mistake. Okay, read everything for these points. A girl has a bag. I worked all day. These are the two areas that you're going to be checking from now every time you write. Okay, time for practice. Read this and find examples of the two mistake forms. You'll need to pause the video until you are ready to check your answers. Okay, here we go. Tim and Liz live in a nice house. They have 2 kids. No be verb. He works in a school nearby. And Liz works in a bookstore. Liz likes her job, but Tim does not like his. He gets angry because his students are lazy. Last week, one of his students was sleeping in class. Be careful here. One of his students was sleeping in class. Their kids like to play in the garden. They are a happy family. Okay. Notice to play, always after to, the verb is simple. Some other examples. to play, to swim, to go out. Verbs after to are always in the simple form. Okay, read this together with me and you'll learn the grammar better. Tim and Liz live in a nice house. They have 2 kids. Tim is a teacher. He works in a school nearby, and Liz works in a bookstore. Liz likes her job, but Tim does not like his. He gets angry because his students are lazy. Last week, one of his students was sleeping in class. Their kids like to play in the garden. They are a happy family. That's it. It's the end of this lesson. Please remember to analyze your reports and not translate them. When you are ready, please watch the second lesson in the series. You will discover 2 more points so that your reports will be better quality. If you like the video, please like and also subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in part 2.